It's impossible to make everyone happy, and trying to do so will only bring disappointment and frustration. Don't let others' opinions suppress your inner voice. Your thoughts are like a boomerang. Whatever you send out to others will come back to you. Don't focus on the entire path. Just concentrate on the next step. Have the courage to try something new, even if you fail. Take care of yourself first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. The more time you spend on things that aren't meant for you, the more you invest in what doesn't serve your growth. The price of procrastination is the life you could be living. If you don't clear your mind, you'll end up dropping things you're trying to hold on to. Before seeking solutions to a problem, don't immediately share your troubles with friends. No matter how tough they are. You lack focus, not ability, persistence, not skill, strategy, not resources, and discipline, not potential. You don't lack ability. Your future is in your hands, while doubt lies in your mind. Respect yourself. Because people can see if you don't respect yourself. It's better to try and regret than to do nothing and make excuses. Excuses make today easier but tomorrow harder. Discipline makes today harder but tomorrow easier. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Don't fear losing people, fear losing yourself. Trying to please everyone is a weakness. Everyone wants to avoid struggle, without realizing that it's where character is built. Self-pity is dangerous. Stay away from it. Trying to forget someone by constantly remembering them is harder than actually forgetting. Don't rely too much on anyone, because even your shadow leaves you in the dark. When you reach maturity, you'll understand that staying silent is often more powerful than proving your point. A lack of boundaries invites a lack of respect. Work as if no one is standing behind you. If you always care about what others think of you, then your life isn't truly yours. Perhaps you don't realize it, but the people you love are sometimes your biggest weaknesses. Sometimes, to heal yourself, you have to fight with yourself. If you treat a person as they are, they'll stay the same. But if you see them as they could be, they'll rise to become that. If people treat you as an option, leave them as a choice. Embrace solitude. It's a time for self-discovery and reflection. Forgive your past self. You've changed. Listen to those who tell you things you don't want to hear. Focus on a clear goal, and see how quickly the world makes way for you. Once you know your worth, you'll be amazed at what you used to accept. Don't tell others what you think or know. Keep your insights to yourself, because today's friend can become tomorrow's foe. When you're working for someone else's dream, you're sacrificing your own. In your first 20 years, you worry about what others think of you. The next 20 pretending you don't care. And the following 20 realizing no one was thinking of you at all. If you define a problem correctly, the solution is almost within reach. Do what's right for you, even if it hurts those you love. To love yourself, you can't hate the experiences that shaped you. Do what no one else can do, and you'll become what no one else can be. Stand up and face your fears, or they'll defeat you. Sometimes, the cost of growth is loneliness. The quieter you become, the more you'll be able to hear. You can forgive, but you'll need to let go of your trust. Someone else's progress doesn't diminish your own. Not everyone you consider trustworthy is pure at heart. If you want the present to be different from the past, study the past. You may have two paths before you, but there is still time to change your course in the long run. Just because a thought grabs your attention doesn't mean it's worth your focus. Surround yourself with people who nourish your soul, not those who drain it. Count your blessings, not your problems. Some stars see the road as their sky, and ships don't sink because they're in the water, but because water gets inside them. Don't let what's happening around you come inside you and pull you down. Don't view anyone as your competition. Your goals and worth are unique. Learn to accept disappointment easily. It's part of life. Accept that you're not essential to everyone, and move on. Remember, the best days of your life might still be ahead. Knowing what to say is knowledge, but knowing when to say it is wisdom. You aren't what happened to you, you're what you choose to become. A person without a vision for the future will always return to the past. Make sure your choices are worth the risks you might face. The more you live in the past, the less joy you'll find in the future. Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. See people as they truly are, not as you wish them to be. People don't decide their future, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. The calmer you become, the more you can hear. You can accept forgiveness, but you may have to let go of trust. Someone else's progress doesn't lessen your own. Not everyone you see is reliable, has a heart filled with love. If you want the present to differ from the past, study the past. There may be two paths before you, but there's still time to change your way in the long run. Just because a thought catches your attention doesn't mean it's worthy of it. Stay with those who nurture your soul, not those who drain it. Count your blessings, not your problems. Some stars see the road as their sky, and ships don't sink because they're in water. They sink because water enters them. Don't let what happens around you enter inside and pull you down. Don't view anyone as competition. Your goals and worth are unique. Learn to accept disappointment easily. It's part of life. Accept that you're not essential to everyone, and move forward. Remember, the best days of your life may still be ahead. Knowing what to say is knowledge, but knowing when to say it is wisdom. You aren't what has happened to you. You are what you choose to become. A person without a vision for the future always returns to the past. Make sure your choices are worth the potential losses you might face. The more you live in the past, the less joy you'll have in the future. Don't worry about those who talk behind your back. They're behind you for a reason. See people as they truly are, not as you want them to be. People don't decide their future. They decide their habits, and their habits determine their future. If you don't know how to move forward, start by not going backward. Sometimes, a little selfishness is necessary. Put yourself first and think about what's best for you. The things you avoid are the ones you need to face quickly. Only then will you find the good things you seek. Life's greatest challenge is discovering who you are, and the second greatest is being happy with what you find. You can either choose a comfortable, tension-free life or a challenging, meaningful one. A person should be mature enough to accept their mistakes, smart enough to benefit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Being honest might not earn you many friends, but it will earn you the right ones. If you're in the wrong place, it doesn't matter how good you are. When a promise turns into a sorry, it's no longer a promise. Your purpose isn't somewhere else. You create it where you are. Stop neglecting yourself. Your happiness is your responsibility. The best thing for you might be letting go of what wasn't meant for you. Your greatest strength is how quickly you can get back up when you fall. For those you love, you may never feel like you're enough. And there's no shame in this. The source of your pain is the expectations you held from others. Sometimes, making mistakes means that you are at least trying to do something. Staying sad is not your task. Your task is to understand your sorrow and learn from it. Embrace your struggles, because they are making you the strongest. You don't need to surrender your soul to anyone, especially when there's a risk of losing yourself. Your emotions are temporary, but the decisions made from them can be permanent. Your failures do not define you. They are opportunities for learning. Don't try to prove yourself right every time. Keeping peace of mind is your true victory. Don't write your present life based on the chapters of the past. Sometimes, you have to learn to love others when they forget to love you. The efforts you make today will determine your outcomes tomorrow. You don't need to delay your happiness. It can exist here and now. Those who challenge you are the ones who bring change in you. You don't need to keep providing proof of yourself. Your existence is enough. Don't reject your fears, understand them, and work with them. If you want to complete something, then beginning is the biggest step. Live every day as if it's the most important day of your life. Listen especially when people are angry, because even then they speak the truth. Sometimes, you need to let go of old dreams and embrace new ones. You have a chance for a fresh start every day. Trust in the person you claim to be and work in that direction. Your success depends on how you handle your failures. Don't be troubled by someone's criticism. It reflects their perspective, not your personality. The best way to learn from mistakes is to accept them, and acceptance is the first step toward improvement. Everything that scares you is a challenge standing in your path. Your life will improve as much as you strive to make yourself better. Just because you chose a certain path doesn't mean you can't change it. Let go of those who don't wish to stay with you. Prioritize your mental health. Each day is a new opportunity. Your date of birth is unique and holds potential for growth in your love and financial life. To fully utilize the opportunities available to you, choose yourself first, because no one else is responsible for your happiness. Stay away from those who never acknowledge their own mistakes, but are quick to point out your situation. Positivity is your strength, and it depends on how you use it. Sometimes, what you expect can bring disappointment. Over time, you'll learn who truly matters to you, and who doesn't. Your greatest struggle happens within you, and that's also where your biggest victory lies. Don't fear facing your challenges. They make you stronger. Every day, take a new step to transform yourself. Today's actions clear the path for tomorrow. Listen to your heart. It always guides you in the right direction. Your truth is within you. You just need to find it and listen to it. Helping others brings out the best within you. Distance yourself from those who lower your self-respect. Stop comparing yourself to others. Be content with who you are. Accept the things you cannot change. When you decide to bring change into your life, the whole world aligns with you. Sometimes, simply saying no is the best thing you can do for your mental health. Each day is a new chance to prove yourself. Never give up. Your greatest success might be hidden behind your failures. Your journey may be long, but it shapes your destiny. Your biggest asset is your self-confidence. Never lose it. Always know your priorities and make decisions accordingly. Trust yourself and enjoy your journey. Comment with which thought you found most meaningful. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel for more thoughts like these. Share the video with your family group, and add a thought to your status too.